I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
Wowza! All right. You like that?
No.
No. Did I yell in your ear? I'm sorry. Did I yell in your ear?
Gosh damn it,
I'm
you.
sorry. I have. After 274 episodes of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast with Jared Lee and RJ, you would think I would know how to do an introduction. You would think, but I am a very loud individual, and that is not going to change, unfortunately.
You are something.
Well, the thing is like, I'm actually not even going to go into it, but since we're talking Chito,
Hey.
thanks for coming over. We have a guest again this week.
I
Because
appreciate you.
due to popular demand,
What?
the fact that it's just RJ rambling on about being sober has dropped our views so low that Jared had no choice to go get Chito, and then he was so desperate that we've got Marcus. Marcus is over here. He's not on camera. Thanks for coming to the show, bud.
They may be able to switch out later.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
Hey, we
sweet.
can do that. Yeah.
I just
you
don't
guys-
like doing 4 people because like it gets
it-
crowded
yep.
and
Oh.
We don't really have the adequate space for it.
So you're good with 2 people?
no 3 is the max
Ah.
that
For-
I like.
for-
I can do 4.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. I see where you're going.
I
With
like
man.
that.
This is-
I'm like, oh, technical and shit.
You were getting like really very technical with it.
I don't know. As I've been called before, I'm a T.
No, you're a T?
Yeah.
Is that what they call you?
That's what somebody has called.
Who's
me.
called this man a T?
I'm not-
What is a T? Is that a...
I mean,
If he's watching, he knows who he is.
All right. A T. All right. I'm not worried about
I'm
it.
not asking questions.
This ain't no DEI stuff.
Oh,
No,
what?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
Well, even oh my god, I don't know why I said that.
That's
The world,
oh my god.
There is... what I've been thinking about all week, since I have been sober, is...
No shit.
Oh, jeez Louise. God damn it.
It's
Why would
been-
I do that?
It's been almost 2 months. We get it, RJ. Wow. We get it. You're
Yeah.
sober now.
It's awful. It's awful. It's
Guess what? So are they.
Yeah, well, you guys rock, bro. Thanks.
Why, thank you.
Dude, I'm so glad you guys came over today.
Hey.
You guys like totally boosted.
You know
my
what this
mood.
is like? This is like fucking like you know how people walk around with those shirts that say virginity rocks? That's what you guys are.
Dude, you know what? We're getting some shirts that say virginity rocks, bro. I'm doing it. I'm saving my money a little bit. I'm putting them towards things. But do you know what? I learned a very interesting fact this week. It is so bizarre that this is a thing. I looked it up with a person at my job.
Okay.
Because I did not believe them in any capacity. So, let me ask you guys. You guys ever been to like a campfire, you know, get your marshmallows, your chocolate, your graham crackers, you know?
Okay.
All right.
You're talking to at least two military people here.
All right.
So I think we've been around a campfire.
Well, I would say with all that I've done for the country and how well I'm dressed this evening,
Whoa.
I would like
okay.
to say...
Again, DEI comes up.
Yeah, so...
Right?
They're not supposed to let
You're a
people with low IQs you got to earn your merit, sir.
Well, I'm going to earn something. Anyway,
This is all sarcasm, guys.
So I hope
I
so.
don't-
I hope so.
I didn't say the other word. I didn't say the R word.
Do you guys like graham crackers? Let me ask you that. Do you guys like graham crackers?
When I was 8,
I think they're.
Yeah, okay. All
I think
right.
they
so
work.
it's been a long time since I've personally gone out and said, hey, I want some graham crackers.
Okay.
Do you know where the graham cracker comes from and why it was invented?
I'm going to say, since
I'm gonna
it's
say-
Black History Month, it was a black man.
I don't know.
Because we invented everything, and then these motherfuckers stole it and said it was theirs.
So I don't know how this conversation, came up, but it was graham crackers were invented to prevent masturbation.
Okay, please further
what?
explain. That sounds like some Amish shit.
It's fucking crazy. So I would like you to actually Google it.
Graham
Hold on.
It's you're not going to see
Before I
anything.
Google this, I want to know what prompted this rabbit hole that you came to the conclusion for. Because not only are you not drinking, you're also not spanking.
Hear me out. Yeah, so much just rage and energy in me. No, so I'm at work. I'm talking to one of my technicians, okay? And long story short, he says, hey, this is where they come from. This is why they were invented. And I said, that's impossible. I said,
Okay.
you're full of shit. And he said, no. He said, let me Google it. So we go over to his work laptop. He Googles it, and in the 1800s or something, a gentleman that ran a church, his name was Graham.
He probably ran a couple of trains before that.
Possibly.
19th century, Sylvester Graham. What does that say? Oh, Presbyterian, of course, Presbyterian. Minister as a part of the Graham diet, which promoted vegetarian lifestyle. Okay, that doesn't sound anything like you're talking about.
Well, hold on. Just keep reading it.
Hold on. Let me fucking pull it up because I don't feel like reading all this shit. Here, you read it.
So can you enhance it a little bit?
Enhance it. Yeah, sure. I will make it look clearer for you.
Please.
Instead of making it bigger. If I can find the actual button.
Okay, so graham crackers were invented by Sylvester Graham, a 19th century, I can't pronounce that word, excuse me.
I just said Presbyterian.
A Presbyterian
Presbyterian.
Presbyterian minister as a part of his Graham diet, which prompted a vegetarian lifestyle on whole grains, believing that eating bland, unsweetened foods like graham crackers could help curb sexual desires and other immoral thoughts. Essentially, the crackers were designed to help people avoid sin through diet. So that's why graham crackers were invented, to prevent you from beating off.
Well, shoot.
Okay, not for beat. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. So this is some religion shit. I said Amish before I even knew the answer. Presbyterian is pretty close. Or not Presbyterian.
No, wait, Marcus, you say no or you don't know? It's not close. What's the...
well, Presbyterian is more like Baptist. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what. Okay, yeah. Well, I knew it was some white people that were trying to keep people from...
I mean, the guy does
spanking
sound white.
this
His name is Sylvester. Okay. Last name is Graham. I'm not going to make any further assumptions because there's no
We might have to put a mic on this man. Cause
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a way we can get Marcus mic'd up?
Oh, yeah, keep going.
So, Chito, while Jared is over there and we're kind of discussing I wouldn't say, okay, maybe I am taking it a step further saying that graham crackers were invented due to masturbation. And I'm going to stop using that word because it's making me uncomfortable. It is.
You saying it toward me is making me uncomfortable, sir.
And I'm wearing this coat, and I'm sure it's not helping.
It is not,
I'm so glad I'm wearing this right now.
You know what?
No, but that is a pretty wild fact. But,
That is a wild fact.
But
Bland food.
to curb your sexual desires.
Well, you know what? That could...
White people are still bland nowadays anyway.
That could be in any meal.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Hey, in this oatmeal, no kind of seasoning. That's possible. So oatmeal, just water, right? Grits, just water. That's bland enough. Then if we're just going with foods like that, eggs, nothing.
Yeah.
No salt on the eggs. So toast.
So, ordinary white people food.
So we
unseasoned.
If it's
unseasoned white people food.
If it's just unseasoned, to crave your thoughts. Shit. Well, sir. Well.
But wouldn't you think the opposite, though? I would think something that has flavor would more so fill those cravings of something. If something is bland, wouldn't you want more?
I think so. If you're taking something away from you, you're going to try to figure out a way to fill that hole because there's obviously something going on.
Sometimes when there's something going on, you have to fill a hole.
That's
what I know.
Yeah.
That's what I know. When something's going on, you fill a hole. But on that end, so if you're saying with the lack of seasoning, you have to fill that void with something that's seasoned. What seasoned thing are you filling it with?
I'm not saying necessarily it has to be
Or
seasoned.
a flavor.
I'm just saying something. Okay, so I'm going off of his theory. His theory is that if you have bland food,
okay,
then it's going to curtail whatever cravings you have for sexual whatever deviancy.
Yeah.
But I theorize if you take something away from someone, then
they're going to want it more.
They're going to want either it more or they're going to want something else in place of it. Now, It could be a good thing. It could be, but most likely it'll be a bad thing.
Hey, it could be animals. instead of people. He's like, hey, I got this goat. We goating it up. Or, no is no, but bah can be anything.
I mean, there is that, but I'm kind of in the process. Like, if you were to really want to curb somebody's craving, you give them what they want, and then. But I don't know where the correlation of.
Say what?
No, well, it has,
what?
key points.
You
though, yeah.
give them what they want?
Well, here, let's look at these key points.
You overfeed.
Graham believed that a diet rich in refined white flour and rich foods contributed to immoral behavior, so he created a bland whole wheat cracker.
That shit's horrible for you.
As a part of his dietary philosophy, excuse me. The diet emphasized fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains with strict avoidance of meat, alcohol, spices, and sugar. So, yeah, it's basically like just eating clean as possible, like pure.
But is it, though?
That's not. No, it's not, because fucking enriched flour
It's not.
is not good for you.
Let's see. Well, maybe they didn't
Shit,
know
nowadays whole grains aren't even fucking that great.
Well, maybe they didn't know that at the time.
Oh no, they didn't. But I'm just saying, like,
But also, we got to look at what year is that?
19th century.
19th centuries, right?
Yeah.
So their enrichment process is probably not as bad as our enrichment process. Now,
No, I feel you that it was probably more. It wasn't Monsanto seeds and all.
No,
kinds of
not
shit.
that. A subject. Oh, Monsanto's. So
Yeah. Quakers.
Oh yeah, that's
The
what.
Quakers.
Yeah.
See?
So
And
we got
hence
Marcus, we
why-
got our
hence-
history guy over
hence
here.
why that guy's on the oatmeal
Yeah.
and the grits.
Quaker oats.
Man, dude.
Well, that's
Same
Quaker.
guy.
There's Quaker oats, and then there's General Mills, the other one. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. They moved out to they
Yeah, and they still wear stockings.
oh well.
Yeah, no, they do. I mean, I've only seen Amish people in PA. I mean, put it this way: if I saw somebody who was, a Quaker, I wouldn't have known it. But I'm sure if I just by how they perceive themselves and how they go about everything, I'm sure I would recognize it.
By the way, what up, Londa? Sorry, we didn't get.
Hey, what's up, Londa?
Hey.
All the way out in the Netherlands. But it's I just thought that was a little fascinating and a good way to kick the show off this week.
Great, bland as a graham cracker.
I mean,
Great.
but seriously, you haven't seen. I mean, I haven't eaten a graham cracker since I was probably.
But the question is, during a celebration, do they throw oatmeal instead of rice?
I don't know about that. Well, you're not even supposed to throw rice anymore.
Right?
Rice fucks up birds. It kills
Yeah, it makes
fucks up
them.
the bird.
Because
Don't they like explode or something?
they
like
expand.
that?
The
Yeah.
rice will expand.
And they'll blow up, right?
Not like
They're not gonna.
No,
it's
blow
not
up.
an explosive, but
that's only Alka-Seltzer.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Alka-Seltzer.
Well, I would never want to do that.
I mean,
animal.
you shouldn't do that. Should do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure we all have tried.
we've all tried stuff.
I don't think you would have ever seen it though when it happened. You wouldn't see the bird eat it and then it just flies off and then blows up like.
Well, that's like watching a balloon like float away into the atmosphere. You never like really watch where it goes until it disappears, right? Like, have you ever tried to follow it?
No, RJ.
You've never tried to follow it, like so.
You're
never,
not good. There's no way possible you're gonna be able to follow a balloon by foot.
No, I'm not. It is possible. Well,
It's
I'm not
not.
saying you're following it, but I'm saying, have you followed it in terms of your eyes? Hold on. Have you looked at it long enough to where it leaves the atmosphere, to where you can't see it
It
anymore?
doesn't leave the atmosphere. It just goes farther than your actual vision can see.
Okay, that's what I'm getting
A
at.
balloon never, unless it's like a fucking weather balloon, it won't leave the atmosphere. It's too
Well,
far.
I know that it'll pop and all that other.
No,
good
it'll
stuff.
deflate. I'm gonna fucking. I'm gonna be I'm gonna say the technical shit. Huh?
Yeah.
Science. Science.
I'm gonna fucking give you the science of the shit. Speaking of that, I want to talk about this because
Sure.
before we get into any other wild shit. So Microsoft,
Oh, what are they doing?
they
With graham
invented
crackers.
a new state of matter for quantum computers. Not just for quantum computers, but they invented a new state of matter. It's called the topographical. Hold on, I got it. find. I'm not gonna be able to fully explain it on here because it's very new.
Or is it new to us?
It's new to everybody. They just dropped it on their social media this week, and it was like, yeah, we just came out with a new state of matter. Like, what?
That's pretty heavy. No pun intended. See
Well,
what
I see what you did there. Okay, all right, all right.
Science. Fuck yeah.
You know what?
I think it's the coat, dude. I'm not
Is
gonna
it-
lie.
Is it diving in too deep into conspiracy to say that we got a lot of technology and it's slowly being like pushed out to the public?
Yeah, dude. There's no way that
call
we
it a
don't have like
conspiracy.
the ability to build certain things, dude. It wouldn't surprise me if there's like a fucking Autobot somewhere or just something.
There's
gotta be.
It's probably a lot of something we don't know about.
Well, that's a different reason. Basically, what he was, so people who can't hear, he was saying that that's where during COVID we couldn't get rubbing alcohol and Q-tips. That's more of a manufacturing issue. That's not so much like technology wise. And then motherfuckers were overbuying that shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
way-
all the panic buying and
The panic buys always get me. And I'm
Uh,
like, you get like a room full of toilet paper. You telling me you spending like 90% of your day in the bathroom. I'm like, what the hell are you eating?
yeah, dude.
You need to slow down.
I don't.
I don't think it's. I don't know. Hold on. Let's get to this real quick. RJ, you want to read that? Real quick?
Yeah. So
This is from who's this from? Yahoo Finance.
So Microsoft on Wednesday announced a new kind of quantum computer chip that it says will make quantum computers useful in years rather than decades in the future. The chip called Majorna One, uses what Microsoft says is a new type of material called a top conductor, which the company claims takes advantage of a new state of matter that is not solid, liquid, or gas, but topological state.
But a topological state.
Topological state. The upshot is that Microsoft says its approach will help lead to chips that can perform complex tasks needed to the research topics, including material sciences and healthcare. Quantum computers are specialized machines that can handle calculations that would take classic computers like the smartphone or the laptop you're reading this on hundreds or even thousands of years to complete. They do this by using what are called
qubits. We've
qubits.
been over this 1,000
Okay.
times.
Which are similar to.
You don't have to read all that.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
that. All they did. The part that I was most concerned with was the top part because we've talked about quantum computers and how they work on this show plenty of times. If you want to, you can go back and look at them. I'm not going to try to explain that shit again right now. But this is a cool breakthrough. I saw like a breakdown. It had like a semiconductor and a superconductor, which the superconductor is basically making it really, really fucking cold so that it can be in this. They can make it go into whatever state and they can actually observe it. But then this layer, this topographical layer goes in between. And so I like not fully understanding how it works, but I don't know. It's shortening the lifespan of or the distance of how long we have usable quantum computers for like the world. And like they said, material science is going to fucking change because we can do all these calculations within minutes. So we can figure out whether this material will work for whatever application we're trying to use it for. And when I say material, like say we're building something for aircrafts or something.
Okay.
Like, and we need it to be high speed, but very lightweight. What elements do we need to put together and will they work? And like for what we're trying to do, the best way to do that is to be able to test all the theories at once is put it through a quantum computer. So this thing is going to make it able for us to be able to put millions of qubits onto one chip as opposed to, I think we're up to 77 now.
Okay.
Which that's like night and day.
What do you think the first, just knowing your knowledge of these things, Jared, what do you think the first thing they could potentially use this for?
I literally just said it.
Well, I know, but it, like hold on. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
I was paying attention. Hold on, hear me out. But is there is something in particular that
I
that
gave
you-
one example. That's why I said that. Even in the article, it said material science. What was the other one? And I got to get him on here. My buddy that lives in Alabama. He's not a material scientist. And he's not working as a material scientist, but he is a material scientist.
Okay.
And I've been trying to. Next time he comes up here, I want to get him on. But yes. What did it say? Material sciences, whatever the other one was.
Right.
Healthcare was the other one.
Healthcare?
Yeah, material sciences and healthcare. Healthcare. An example of that would be trying to figure out a new medicine to cure fucking cancer or AIDS or whatever. Right. They can check all these molecular sequences and combinations together faster than they could if they just did it like by hand or like one of these computers could do it.
I got you.
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
You, sir, in the back.
Yeah.
All right.
What? Oh. Oh, of course.
Oh, so he vanished.
All right. So I don't know if anybody can hear what he's saying in the back. Like, that's what I'm doing right now.
See? So, did he discover something and vanish? Or
Same thing
did
with
somebody
Tesla.
didn't want him to discover something?
Same.
You want to
All right.
if you want to talk about Tesla, we can do
Well,
that.
while we're doing that, don't y'all just switch?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, we got, hey, tag, mother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we're gonna do a little bit of switcheroo here on the Mad Scientist.
Switcheroo.
Oh man, just watch your step, guys. This is super expensive material that you're walking around. Cost me and Jared about $500,000 to build this lab.
I don't know about all that. I can't fucking see what I fucking spelled over there.
Chito, I'm out of shape, so I only need about 5 minutes.
What are you talking about?
And then watch your foot with the camera. That way you're not kicking it, losing focus. All
How do you
right.
spell it? God damn it. M.A. Jordan. I thought
That's it.
what. Yeah, I thought that's what I had.
But, yeah, just hit that. And I look for Ettori. E-T-T-O-R. That's him right. No.
How about this?
E-T-T-O-R-E.
Oh, that. Oh. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, this was a while ago.
Yep.
So let's see. Is he Italian?
Yep.
He was born in 1906 in Catalina. I can't see that.
Yeah. Italy.
Doesn't say his. Oh, it doesn't really say his death.
He just disappeared. Look at the Wikipedia underneath.
Let's see what he discovered first. Oh, that's why they named it after him.
Interesting. It's also interesting when people go vanishing, though.
Well, there's a reason. 1937. Yeah, he's a theoretical physicist. In 1937, they barely had computers. No, they didn't. No, they didn't have computers.
They didn't.
After the rise of quantum mechanics, which we got that from Einstein, pretty sure. At least the early theory, but an Italian theoretical physics. RJ, I can't.
No, yeah, well, I didn't want to interrupt you. In 1937, after the rise of the quantum mechanics, Majorna, an Italian theoretical physicist, realized that the new physics implied in the existence of a novel type of particles, now called, Majorna's, I cannot...
Majorna Fermions.
Fermions. After a 75-year hunt, researchers have now spotted the first solid evidence of their existence. So this is basically saying this guy found it before they did?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He just, again,
That's crazy.
Theoretical physicist back in the 37, and again, that, like the whole thing said, it's a new state of matter that we didn't know that existed, which this changes science books in schools. Well, I don't want to get into that.
No woke talk.
I don't want to get into that shit, but fuck.
You guys don't want to get woke here?
No, it's not even about being woke on that. What is again a fucking code word for something else? But
Chito.
so all we know growing to third grade science, we learned solid, liquid, gas. Like, remember when I had you go over the states of matter for water?
Yes.
And you could barely fucking recite it back to me?
Yep.
So hopefully they changed the textbooks to have this in there. So now we know there's a fourth state of matter, and we've proved it. And now we're using it for fucking quantum computing, which is, I don't know. It's
Pretty sure they're not
pretty
going to
crazy,
teach
bro.
that in school.
No.
they're going to have to if we want to stay ahead as far as like computers. Because they're like, I had to do when I was, oh no, what was it? I was doing a cybersecurity project, and we had basically my research was on quantum computers and security. How, like my instructor was like, instead we've always built computer systems and networks security after we've built the thing. We need to start thinking about security up front. Because when this shit, especially, that's another thing. Because they can do so many calculations, our current encryption, everything, is fucked. Once these motherfuckers start putting millions of fucking qubits onto a chip and making a computer that people can kind of access on their own, because right now you got to have a big ass refrigerating tube and put it in. It's fucking too much money for the regular. Just like back when computers first started, there were these big, huge machines and like warehouses. You know what I'm saying? Like
The IBM at NASA, that movie where the ladies helped get the first.
Oh yeah. Hidden Figures.
Yeah, had that whole.
It was a good movie actually. Oh, what up, Epic? Thank you for the 10 gift. He said.
Oh, Epic. What's up, buddy?
He said he's been drinking since 6 a.m.
Good God.
Wow.
Are you okay? Probably not.
He said, so I only have one eye open, but at least I could stop by and drop off a gift.
It's been a while
Sturgeon spearing for life. Oh, that's why he hasn't been on late because he's been fucking fishing.
I talked to him the other day. I'm glad he's doing all right. I'm glad
Yeah,
you're alive.
He
buddy.
said he has to fish until it gets dark because it's fishing season right now, like sturgeon and shit.
Oh, nice.
Because I think this is like the last year they're allowing them to do it.
Really?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, when he was here last, I believe he was talking about
Yeah.
that. No, but back to this real quick. So let me ask you, since this guy figured this out so long ago, how do you think he did it?
How do you think he did it?
Yeah, I mean, if
He
it took
studied quantum mechanics. He's a theoretical physicist, which means he's really good at physics and math, and he was already studying the stuff. And like,
Some number equated to make it theoretically possible.
yeah,
And then he proved it some way using numbers that it could not be impossible by the.
Yeah, and I just
Math.
find it crazy that it took 75 years for them to, reproduce it and that's just wild to me.
well, I don't think it's that it took 75 years. I think
That's what it says.
technology. No. I'm saying not that it took them that long to discover. What I'm saying is, I think it had to get to a point where technology was able to meet the math. And
I got you.
and that's just how long it took for us to get that point.
I got you. But what Marcus was saying is that I would assume maybe not too long after this guy vanished.
Yeah, we
apparently.
can look that up. real quick.
Looking into it, and if you guys know anything about the good old United States government,
Well, this is Italy, so I don't know if it had anything to do with it.
I don't know. The government's still involved. I don't care. But when it's just crazy.
We can read that real quick.
In 1938, at the age of 31 years, and with a remarkable future scientific career ahead of him, physicist Majorna, a disciple of physics Nobel Prize winner, Nobel Prize winner. What does that say?
Enrico Fermi.
Fermi, who considered Majorna a genius, disappeared at a time when Italy was going through turbulent political confrontation.
Well, okay, so this was 1938. That's what, World War One?
Yeah. Just not too long before
Do you
World War
think
II.
another country snatched his ass up to work on their stuff?
Possibly.
I can see that.
Or they just killed his ass. I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
It is over 100 years ago, or close to 100 years ago at this point.
Which ain't that far
But
away.
if
That's
you-
No,
one
it's
lifetime.
not.
But
Yeah,
if you
that's
look
nuts.
at things, I mean, thank God Einstein, left Germany on his own account to come work with us. But think about all the countries that needed these type of people.
Oh yeah, all of them. Yeah, and Italy was definitely not on the side of the right side of history at that time.
Yeah, no, that is correct. But I know that you brought it up, Marcus, that it's Nikolai Tesla, right? Is that
Yes.
Nikolai Tesla. Yes.
Tesla?
The man, the
Tesla.
myth, the legend.
So he vanished too, and I know you wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, they stole everything from him.
So he didn't technically vanish. There's a big history. So if you can picture in your mind those old movies where you got the guy in the mad scientist lab with all this crazy shit that the world has no idea what it is.
Yeah.
He's that person.
Okay.
So if you can Google Nikola Tesla's credited inventions, you will see that some of the stuff we just started using recently, but he invented it over, way back then.
Wi-Fi,
Wireless communication, remote controls,
wireless energy,
X-ray,
wireless charging.
everything. And he was on the right side of history, but if you know American greed, especially back in the day, he was on the wrong side of that.
That's why I say to this day, fuck Edison.
Well,
Edison's the reason we have to pay for electricity now, because Tesla.
it was J.P. Morgan that did it.
Oh well, they backed it. They had the money to back it, and then because they were gonna use Tesla's, what was it? He was AC.
Well, AC alternating current is what we currently use today.
Okay, so he was gonna use DC, and it was gonna be easier to. I forgot the whole exact details, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who else? And then Edison stole something else from him too. Oh no, he worked for Edison.
He did, but they got into it over the alternating current versus direct current.
Yeah.
So Edison put out a big smear campaign,
Yep.
started electrocuting animals with AC, but AC is what ultimately was the one to go with. He created this superconductor tower that he was going to wirelessly give everybody free electricity.
Yep.
And J.P. Morgan blew that shit up. He's like, nah, we finna put these fuckers on the grid and charge them about a kilowatt hour, and that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. And you know the funny part about it, like you said, American greed. Like all these big name companies that we've always like been taught in school, like J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
They've all fucking just stolen shit from other people just so they could make the profit, which, I mean, it ain't much different than what's going on now.
It's the life.
But it's sad that it takes so long for history to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, hold up. What? And we're watching it happen right now. Like, shit is literally getting stolen from humanity in general just so other people can get rich.
Well, that's the one thing I want to also caution you guys on with the open AI platform and the different types of AI products out there today.
Mm.
A lot of us use that to work on our ideas and our stuff. Be mindful that that is an open that your work is no longer proprietary. So if you're working on something to get a patent or something, don't use those platforms because they will have that stored there.
You can't. Well, yes,
Unless
that
you
is
create
true.
your own.
If long as if you have a local setup, then that local meaning it doesn't go into anybody else's network or
Right.
database.
You
It's
need
your
a-
own
You need
database
an
in-house.
intranet. Because some companies that do government contracting, they use AI to scale the contracting, which does help a lot.
Okay.
But in order to keep it proprietary, a lot of companies have now created their own intranet AI tool that only them and the company can use.
Yep.
So that if it's open platform, I'm your competitor. I can go in there and see what you're doing. I can see what, I can get a guy that's smart to go in there and hack it and see what you're doing. So just be mindful.
Yeah, that's just basic security as far as IT shit. Well, I don't want to say basic because AI is new to people. And people are like, oh my God, AI. I'm like, first of all, motherfuckers, you obviously have never seen fucking Terminator. We talk about this shit all the time.
Man. Oh, yeah, man.
Like, so it's cool. It'll help us a lot. But I like the fact of building your own, like, data, pretty much database. What do they call it?
Internal AI?
Yeah, but what is it called? Learning model.
Oh, yeah.
I like the fact, I like that idea better because at least all your ideas are always somewhere that you can get access to. Like, wait, I was thinking about this and blah, 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 and then have it go back on it. And sure, you can still use the other stuff, but don't give any sensitive information.
Right.
It's like, you know what? If I needed, I don't know, XYZ.
Use Grammarly to check your spelling.
I use Grammarly all the time. They have AI in that now too, which is
Whenever I don't send too many like emails or anything at work, but I do.
Who fucking sends emails unless you're at a business these days?
I work at a business.
I know. I'm just saying. Like,
well, I'm just saying.
And people will be like, "Well, I need to get my email." Well, it's usually older people. They're like, "I need to get my emails working," and blah blah blah. Like, first of all, anybody who wants to get a hold of you is gonna either call you or text you directly. They're not gonna send you an email where you have to go into another service to open it up and then fucking read that email. Like, that's just not how shit runs anymore.
Well, I know that, but regardless,
I wasn't saying you didn't know it. I'm just saying.
I was more so.
There's a generation of people who still think email is the thing.
Nah, not at all. You go in my personal email right now. It's probably this bunch of junk. I gotta clean. I don't have to clean it out, but it's just like it's useless.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
No, I just
unlimited storage, pretty much.
I was just gonna say in terms of the grammar, the whole grammar thing. I always like when I'm typing a word that I use frequently, and it's like, damn, do I know how to spell this? And I'm like fucking with it and everything. It's
do
like,
you need to know how to spell anymore?
Exactly.
Autocorrect fucks and kicks it in.
Mm-hmm.
well,
you gotta get half of it correct.
Yeah, at least get the first three letters.
Yeah, you got to get somewhere near it.
It's gotta you gotta halfway get some sort of forming the word, I guess, to a degree.
Talking through whatever you're trying to spell out, and it's kind of off your voice.
I don't think anybody can hear him.
That's okay. That's
you
okay.
ready to switch back?
No. Chito's like, nah, I'm cool over here. Whatchamacallit? What I was gonna say is that I know how to spell, and I'm happy about that.
Great way to add to the conversation.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
But if you were able to Google Nikola Tesla's inventions, you will see how recent we've used it. And apparently, this is just I've seen things on it. He created a ray gun that was so powerful that he could put a hole, like shoot it to the moon and indent the moon with it.
Do you want to hear something crazy? Man, that's fucking wild. There is, this kind of goes Call of Duty Zombies a little bit, as crazy as that sounds. There, in the original Zombies campaign, it takes place during the First World War and the Second World War, and there is a ray gun that you can get, and then there is a map called Moon. The main character on it, his last name is Tesla.
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
That makes sense.
That's how you know the creators of that game were fucking.
Yeah, so there's a lot of. Oh man, that makes me want to go play that.
So what game was it?
This was the original Black Ops, dude. Black Ops 1, Moon, the excavator and everything. Yeah, that is tripping balls in my mind right now.
Yeah, and the crazy thing that was so
Cheeto's over there.
The crazy thing about it is so in his mind, he thought that it was so deadly that if he gave each country one, that we'd never have war. So that's when the government came to seize all of his assets, seize all of his things. And apparently in Vietnam, I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true, that they used the ray gun during battle and basically it just disintegrated people. And they said it was so inhumane that they'll never use it again.
I believe it, dude. I believe it.
Yeah, but they've used other things, microwave shit. Like, bro, they got other stuff that's similar. They just call it something else.
So this is, I guess, things that he invented in the years that they were invented. That's crazy.
Look at that remote control, bro.
Dude, what?
1998.
Hold
let me
on.
pull these up.
So we've been holding on to this technology?
What do you mean holding on? We use remotes. We've been using remotes
I know that, but
since
what
like
I'm
the
saying,
80s.
I understand that. Hear me out, because I know I'm not the freshest apple in the barrel. All right, but that's not.
Keep going.
Anyway,
Keep going.
what I was gonna say is we've been to. We've had this stuff. So this guy invented the remote control in 1806 or whatever it was, 1892 or whatever it was.
Look at that fluorescent and neon lighting.
Lights.
In 1893.
What the fuck?
You see what happens when they don't fucking actually teach you the right history?
Dude, this is crazy to me, bro. And like everything, the Tesla turbine, 1909. What is the Teleforce?
Let's see.
Is that the
In
phone?
his later years, Tesla discovered a development of a particle beam, which I think that's it. It says called the Teleforce or Death Ray.
Oh, the ray
The
gun.
ray gun!
Dude. Holy fuck, bro.
And not the Australian breakdancer.
no.
Ray gun.
Well, she might have got that name from there. Could be. Death Ray. What is it?
It said he felt, particularly in the coexistence of the devastation of war, that such a device provided a protective shield for citizens or even destroy aircraft and military targets. Although it was never built, the concept influenced later research in directed energy weapons.
Which we have now. And matter of fact, I've seen a couple of videos of. The U.S. has had it for quite some time.
Well, they took it from him when they raided his house and took
Yeah.
all of his stuff.
The UK has a version of it, but there's one now that the U.S. has tested, which means they've had it for like the last 5 to 10 years, and the one that they're actually using is much more powerful than the one that they are testing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're using a lot of this shit.
That's crazy.
So scroll down a little bit. There's some other stuff. It says among his other technology pursuits, Tesla made pioneer contributes to the field of X-ray technology, shuttlegraphing. He did that. So like, there's just some stuff that they didn't have on there. Wireless communications, renewable energy. So his fucker was already talking wirelessly. We didn't get cell phones till what, 1996, 93, 92.
So let me ask you.
A little earlier than that.
We knew of this technology for this long. What do you think it's technology itself that we didn't put it out to the masses because of that?
Yeah, there was a lot of shit that they
Infrastructure had to be designed. And that
again,
takes time.
technology meeting the times.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to the greed part of it. Like, how can we make money off of this? And shit, motherfuckers don't even realize that the reason we have Velcro now is because of NASA.
Well, NASA's contributed a lot. The reason why we got even impact tools and things like that, the wireless, like the DeWalt drills or whatever, that impact that you could use, it's because of NASA. NASA's created a lot of things that we use today, not just Tang.
Yeah. Yeah. Which when that came out, that shit was huge. People used to, in the 50s, or was it the 60s, right?
What, Tang?
Yeah.
Tang.
I love me some Tang, bro.
I haven't had Tang in 30 years. I don't even know if they sell that shit anymore.
I think they do.
Go in there and show your age. Let me get some Tang.
But yeah, the Velcro shit was the only reason they invented that was because they needed a way for stuff to hang on the walls and not float away.
Yeah.
And that's where they came up with this. Well, it's actually called hook and loop.
Hook and loop.
But the company that ended up selling it and becoming famous, obviously, is Velcro. But the actual technology is called hook and loop.
Okay. Damn, that's why I didn't know NASA invented the the portable stuff.
You ever watch a spacewalk?
That's why.
I have. I guess maybe
When they're doing the things.
And they have all the tools floating, and then they
takes one. Then the
I
mass
just didn't
production.
realize they were the innovators behind that.
Huh?
NASA. Like in terms of the tools.
There's
that
a lot of shit that we get from there. We don't do.
Well,
Man, there's a lot of shit.
and so that's the other thing, and like in the spheres things, there's the Chinese methodology. So what happens is I'm not an iPhone person, but remember, infrastructure has to be built, products have to be tested. So once you get this shit, it works.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, because in China, 3 years prior to ever hitting America, they already have all the latest and greatest. They're walking around using the iPhone 50 or whatever it is. And then 3 years later, after all the bugs, kinks, and malfunctions worked out, when it's good and they have it studied, then that's when they give it to us. So we are behind China in that aspect, but China's working out all the bugs. And so all this, we talk about China being advanced.
That's the manufacturing. Their manufacturing is more advanced than ours
by far.
Yeah,
Do you
it didn't used to be that way.
Do you remember when China was a third world country in 1983, and they used to show the kids in China being poor? It was just kind of like the Africans was poor, and they would donate to China. In 1979, they started removing textiles from New York, and that began it. There's always the pursuit of cheap labor has always been the American greed.
Yeah.
And whether it's slavery, whether it was Chinese, blacks, Irish, it just was a snowball effect.
However, they can get the cheapest labor.
That's it.
Because the bottom line is the only thing that counts, especially the corporations. And this actually gets into like today. Like the only thing that counts is, did we make more money than we did last year? No matter if they made fucking $8 billion in profit.
Yeah.
The year before, they have to make $10 billion the next year.
The dangling carrot continues to move.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It is pretty crazy when you think about it, though. Like, I just don't. You have to have like no soul, man, or something like that to just be at the very top of that shit. I mean, put it this way: if I ever was a business owner and I made, let's say, $1 million my first year, I'd be happy as fuck, dude.
Me too.
You know,
Well,
like
the thing,
I just don't. Maybe it's because we don't have it. We don't understand the desire to get more of it.
They're playing a different game than us.
yeah.
I mean, why would a person with 200, 300, 400 billion dollars still be on the cusp of innovation and still pushing to make more money? Like, if money is what drives you, at some point money drives us all. But
Yeah.
at some point, can it? I mean, you can't even spend that. What do you buy?
Yeah, that's a
rocket
good point.
ships in this case.
Or a planet.
Actually,
You get someone else.
somebody
to pay
else
for
is
it.
paying for it. Yeah.
What do you buy?
You get an entire country to pay for it. 50% of the goddamn budget. Never mind. I'm sorry.
He's gonna privatize NASA.
Well, I will say this. Anybody knows me. I love space, and no matter what's going on, I love SpaceX because I just like watching the technology.
And those
progress.
chicks at Belleville are pretty hot when they come in the Green Turtle. They were pretty hot.
Which one?
Space Force, the SpaceX.
Oh, I don't care. I said SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
I don't care about Space Force. Well, I do, but I don't. That's just they're like
Space Army.
they're like the baby Marines of the Air Force because they're a department of the Air Force. He knows what I'm talking about.
Chito, we're glad you're over here, brother. I'm so glad.
So I don't remember what I was getting at. Fuck.
You like NASA?
Oh, you were talking about
And you
trying
like
to privatize NASA. I remember as a kid because I've studied / watched like the shuttles and all that stuff in space exploration pretty much my whole life. As long as I could remember.
You watched the Challenger just like we did in school.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it.
that was
We've talked
weird.
about it on
Yeah,
this
we've
show
talked
before.
about it. I was not.
I saw
old enough
Columbia
to see
too.
that.
I saw Columbia because again, I was into that shit. But I always knew, even as a kid, I was like, the only way for us to be able to move faster as far as space exploration is for it to be privatized. And because I always knew, like, the government is always gonna take things slow because it has to go through all these processes.
Risk adverse.
Yes, that's the other thing, that nobody wants to see their astronauts blow up on national television, so they got to make sure that everything is perfectly tested. But now we have unmanned capabilities. We can do everything by computer, fly by wire shit. So a little less risky. We don't have to put monkeys and dogs and fucking shit.
Yeah. There, go ahead, little guy. We don't know if you're coming back. You know,
Give
like-
them some tang.
But that's why SpaceX can test the Starship, fucking shoot it off, have one piece come back, but then the other piece, okay, it didn't fly exactly how we wanted it to, so oops, it blows up and there's this big, beautiful fucking streak across the sky.
Now, have you ever seen that Earthlink? Space Link?
Starlink?
Starlink. Have you
Yeah,
ever seen
I've
it?
seen it. What do you mean seen it? Because
I went out to the
there's a-
observatory out past Leesburg,
Uh-huh.
and it's like you can see all the stars. It's a for real
Oh,
observatory.
yeah.
And that shit came out of the sky, and I had never seen it. And I didn't know what it was. People were freaking out because it looked so crazy. and then we figured it
Wait,
out.
do you mean just the launch itself?
No, you can see it at night, and if you get out of the light noise that we have here in the city.
I think you're mixing. Okay, so Starlink is a program that basically is a bunch of satellites that come out of a rocket that spread across the globe so people can have internet on Earth.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you can see them. They're in they're like a sequential order.
Yeah.
And it's like a long line of them, and they just shoot across the sky.
Yeah.
It's freaky as
Oh,
hell.
you've never been to a place without light pollution before.
I have.
You
but
said this is
I
past
haven't been in a long time.
Yeah. It's and that's the other thing, man. I think we've lost that connection to let us know that we're not as important as we think we are. Because I don't know if I said it before. Have you ever been to a place where you can see the Milky Way, like the actual Milky Way?
The close, maybe.
And if you did, it was probably when you were a kid and you didn't even know what the fuck you were looking at.
I've only been, put it this way, I've been camping like twice my whole life, and I would say it was probably on one of those trips, just because you're all out in the woods and
if you
shit of that nature.
Ever get a chance to go somewhere where there's, like you said, where there's no fucking light pollution, and look up and you can see the fucking Milky Way, and then like when I was in the military, we'd be in the middle of the fucking desert, and I'd take the NVGs and night vision goggles and look up, and I could, even back then, before we even had Starlink, you could see all the satellites just going across the sky. But if you just look without it, and you just look at the natural sky at night, bro, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's kind of mind altering.
Really?
They even have an app on your phone now. You can hold it up, and it'll show you what constellations you're
Oh no,
looking
I
at.
haven't. Trust me.
Yeah, I was. But if you go to the observatory, the shit's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like a really manicured grass.
Yeah.
People sit out there. It's pitch fucking black. You bring your bottle of wine and a blanket and some hot girl, and there's telescopes out there. There's a guy who tells you what to look for earlier, and then they shut it down, and it's just black, and everybody's just looking up at the sky. It's really cool.
So you provide your own telescope in this is where you went.
You can.
Yeah,
can't-
but you.
well, no, I
but
know,
to
my
be
dad had
honest,
one.
like if you want to see, like, I think we could see Saturn that day. So
Oh,
that was
shit.
the big thing. So if you want to get a good look at it, because when you're here, it looks just like another star.
Of course.
But if you get the satellite and take a look, then you can actually see.
Did you get to actually look in one of those big ass telescopes, like through one of those?
I had left a winery.
What do you mean, big ass telescope?
Like the ones like in the observatory.
Well, they-
like
Oh,
a giant.
No,
one.
no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
You have to.
I'm sure that's not free to the public.
It's
or
not
anything,
easy to get
so.
access to that stuff.
Just
You
very
could-
curious.
But the
that's
little
all.
ones
That's
out there,
research.
the little ones at least give you some glimpse. You can see it. And
Yeah.
that's-
You can, and you can see the rings.
Yeah.
Depending on or like you can see the rings. You can see the striations, like Jupiter. Same thing. Actually, I think it was last weekend. That was like they weren't like fully aligned, but the planets were pretty much aligned last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
wow.
you can see, I think, pretty much all of them, except for one. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, that happens like every few years where you can see it, everything.
Have you come up with your have you come up with a solution for the comet? I mean, for the asteroid that's going to hit us in 7 years? I figured you was going to crack it.
Yeah, it's like 3%, right, or something like that. That it can
It's
strike
lower
us.
than that.
Okay.
They just announced the other day that it was 0.02 or some shit.
Knowing our luck, it's probably going to hit us.
Yeah.
They were already saying that the chances were already low. Yeah, we're good.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, he says it's higher than that. I like him.
He said that how long ago though? I'm telling you,
It's a while back. I think he was on Joe Rogan probably.
the new calculations just came out like this week.
So the trajectory says it's low,
it's
but there's
low.
still a chance.
Unless something hits it. But you gotta remember, there's still fucking science and Newton's laws and all that still fucking apply here.
Man, that's one thing. You know, sometimes science and spirituality or religion doesn't coexist together, and sometimes it does. But the unique design of our galaxy, you know, a lot of that stuff is interjected by Neptune and some of these other planets.
Jupiter.
These big gigantic planets,
Yeah.
they take a lot of beating for us.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
Jupiter is the biggest one because, well, it's obviously because it's the biggest one, but also it's a gas planet, so
Right. They catch a lot of Jupiter catches a lot of shit for us.
Yeah, but that's like you were saying. That's like a spiritual type thing. Like we have this big. Some would say that's where a lot of mythology could come from too. Oh. You have Jupiter and what I forgot what Jupiter actually was, but that's technically a god saving us from destruction.
Makes me want to play God of War. It does.
Oh my God,
it does.
Everything does not have to come back to video games.
I'm just saying.
We got to get you a girlfriend, buddy.
No, I don't need it.
Thank you for fucking. This man every week fucking. You know what? Which game?
Oh, calm down. It's just.
Hey, I'm only 2 days sober. My mind is starting to clean up.
It's good. It's good. Don't worry.
Joining the wagon.
You can do it.
I got to do this while we're.
An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Yeah. Like that? I love it. I like that one. It's one of my favorites. Oh man. So what? I saw something earlier this week, and let me pull my phone out real quick so I can pull it up. And I thought this was really cool.
Chito?
Well, not cool, but this is something I knew Jared would like to talk about 100%.
What is that, RJ?
It is, and I just want to make sure I'm saying it correctly before I go any further. Just the creative control of James Bond. Amazon taking control, creative control from the.
Oh yeah, I heard about that a while ago.
But that happened earlier this week.
Not a fan of it.
Neither am I. But I know that we're big Bond guys, or just fans of the secret agent, the espionage, and all that. I just wanted to see what you thought, what it may do to the franchise, or whatever the case may be, because they're going around asking people who they want for their next Bond.
Depends on who's in charge.
Depends on who's in charge.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Okay.
I don't like Bezos. First of all, I don't like. I'll be real with you. I don't like any billionaire.
Well, no, I
Wow.
don't think.
Wow.
What do you mean? Wow. Like,
I'm like, wow.
Name one billionaire that we have that's a good person.
Couldn't really define.
Oh, hasn't done shitty shit.
I'm gonna have to look at billionaires a little closer because I don't think like so. Most of the billionaires have their agenda
Exactly.
to stay within that billion or more or get more.
Well,
And by getting more, who do you gotta push aside, step on, or who do you have to outsource? Well, the billions ain't coming back this way.
Nope.
To where they go, like, where's the work going? They're outsourced it somewhere else, and it's like, dude, those jobs could be here. Nah, we can get them cheaper somewhere else. I'm like, well, because they want to stay in their billion dollar club.
It's pretty hard to get the fuck out of there. Like, it's hard to get out of the billionaire club.
Yeah, that's
a lot of fucking money.
That is a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Money that we'll never see.
But
That's
once you,
1 billion is 1,000 million.
and the one thing to me is like seeing
I want you to clip that audio.
when you see all the billionaires kind of get together and they go, yeah. I'm like,
oh, that shit was even more diabolical.
Did you see that? You see that
Yeah.
shit, right? And
Yeah.
once they get together, it's like, okay, we can shape stuff. We can do stuff to where we can make things move because we want to, not because you say we can't.
What was that movie
Which one?
where they had all these rocket ships, but you only had like you were either rich or you were like the top elite of something. Fuck.
There is.
Yeah. Please. I can't remember the name of it, but and then they ended up fucking the elites ended up fucking themselves over. Was it 2012?
Well, there's a spaceship one, and there was the actual ships that were on water.
Yes, that's the one.
I think that was 2000 something.
That was The Rock then. Was it? Yeah, it was 2012. I think so. What's the guy's name?
Now, if we're talking about, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Now, if we're talking about
that movie was wild.
People getting sent into space.
No, that's not the one with space.
Oh, we're gonna go Wally.
No, it wasn't Wally.
Not Wally. You're not.
No,
Not feeling that.
He said Wally.
You're not doing Wally.
Dude, Wally's cool as shit, bro.
I didn't say it wasn't, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Because we messed up the Earth. I mean, we all got sent off into space, and we were like basically just out there until we can come back. You know what I mean?
Dude, the one thing I do remember vaguely from this movie,
Which one?
is
2012.
Yeah, is that scene? Literally, the cover of the guy just high as shit. And he's like trying to force the water back, and it just crushes him. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, like he was a monk trying to.
Yeah, he was trying to like stop this gigantic wave, and he was like high on shrooms or something.
Was that what he was trying to do?
That's what it looked. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie.
I think he was like, "Well, this is it. This is it, dude."
Well, I wouldn't reach my hand out and try to
catch a fish.
Maybe I would. I
catch
don't
a
know.
fish.
He was testing his spirituality.
That's cool, but he got crushed. Like, look at that wave, dude. It's like the whole ocean. I mean, he probably felt nothing.
Well, it was all the ice caps being melted,
which is very understandable. The world is ending. But didn't some people survive though?
Well, that's the whole thing. That's what I was talking about. They were getting on the ships, but you had to be an elite person,
right?
And like you had to pay for. I forgot how it worked
had to pay,
out. But there was
space.
people who was with them who were like they were like, well, no, they can't get on because they're not part of this elite group or whatever. Yeah.
Well, that was also something similar. Is the movie just literally left my brain.
Which my whole point is saying all that, talking about that movie is like. When I see, we were talking about having all the billionaires in one place like that, which we probably could have stopped a lot of stuff if something happened that day. But they were getting, how do we know they weren't getting together to collude to fucking plan some sort of thing already like that? Like, why do you think this motherfucker's pushing so hard for us to get onto it? And that leads me to another thought. I remember Neil deGrasse Tyson one time was saying, he was like, if we're able to go to Mars and colonize Mars and turn it into Earth, why the fuck can't we put that same effort toward making sure Earth is fixed instead of going somewhere else?
Right.
Now I agree with that, but the only thing, and this is just me being.
But here you go, Elon.
No. I am not Elon Musk.
Keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
What I was gonna say. Whoa. No, but what I was gonna say. My only thing would be.
Where's your chainsaw?
Yeah, that was a wild photo. I was like,
you didn't see the video? Oh, bro. This motherfucker was like, this is a chainsaw of bureaucracy. Chainsaw! I'm like, bro, are you high on something?
Yeah, so
he's on something. Is that what that is? Ain't no fucking prescription. That's not even legal. Ain't no prescription for that.
Marcus just taking a sip out of his cup. He was like, nothing to say. Yeah, but what I was going to say is the only thing I would think, and again, this is me being a doofus, is like maybe the planet's molecular structure or something would cause us not be able to fix it. Like, say, like, the core of the Earth got too hot, and we couldn't fix that. It exploded.
That's not what's happening.
I understand that, but I'm just hypothetically saying.
The problem is the people who want, the same people who don't want to fix it are the same people who deny that there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's there's no fucking global warming.
Nothing to see here.
But we should go to fucking Mars. The fuck are you talking about?
It is mad suspicious, right? It's like, it's like, hey, this ain't real. Yeah, but we're gonna go do this.
What if? And here's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking this. Maybe this motherfucker doesn't want to go to Mars. He wants to send other people to Mars. And like, you know what? Hopefully you guys can go over there and procreate. But we're gonna stay here while the Earth is being fixed.
Maybe.
While it's fixing itself, because it's gonna be less of a population. Like, let's just send everybody else to fucking Mars and let them colonize it, huh? They found water and they have a way to do. They found ice, but they have to. The thing with it, okay, there's a couple different levels to it. To get enough fuel to go there, we'd have to build. Basically, the moon's going to be a gas station because there's ice on the moon, and you can separate oxygen and hydrogen and create fuel from that. And then you leave Earth, go there, resupply, and then you go to the next leg of the thing. That's where they're going. Then there are same thing. There's ice on Mars at the caps, both caps, and they believe there is also potentially lakes under the surface of it. They don't know 100% for sure, but again, that's where they would get a lot of it from. That's what I just said. That some of it would be coming from the moon, and then some would come from the ice that they can separate from the ice that's already on Mars. There will be people who will volunteer for that shit. There will definitely be people who volunteer.
Yeah, just to be the first.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I'm saying, man, everything, like, what do they say? Art imitates life.
Yeah.
And it's funny we're talking about this because I was watching Star Trek, the original Star Trek last night, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, they got these screens up, and they're talking to each other with video screens, and I'm like, this is 1966. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, color television just came out, and these motherfuckers are imagining already that we're able to talk to one another back and forth via video.
Right.
And we do it like nothing now. Like, I could just FaceTime RJ anytime I want to.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, damn, 1966, these motherfuckers didn't even have any thought of how that would be able to be done.
Yeah.
But they did it. Same thing with on Next Generation where they had the tablets. I remember growing up, I'm like, oh, man, that would be cool to have a tablet. And now I'm like, I don't fucking need a tablet.
Well,
I have a computer and a phone.
Well, the one thing that I always thought was cool, even though I don't really have one, is when just like a watch that had a bunch of gadgets on it,
Dick
or
Tracy?
something Dick Tracy or Inspector Gadget. Even the Power Rangers had some pretty cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got your Apple Watch that can do all sorts of shit for you. So yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts, dude. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Some of our favorites. I actually
Demolition
have
Man,
both of those
Total
on
Recall,
VHS in that cabinet right there.
Okay, don't show your age.
Ooh.
Thanks. I've got them on VHS. Like some of the people who watch this don't even know what the fuck VHS is.
Like, what's a VHS?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. Now you got it. That's FaceTime. Or you can just put a picture on your screen, your lock screen, and have a naked picture like RJ.
I have SpongeBob on.
Oh, now you have SpongeBob.
I've had SpongeBob on there.
Still
for a
got
while.
something a 13-year-old would have on his phone.
Well, I was looking at it. No bullshit. Like 2 weeks ago, I was looking at it. I was like, I should change this, and I was like, what do I change it to? And then I don't know. I haven't thought of anything.
You
yet.
had boobs on there for a while.
I did have some boobs on there for a while. Well, they weren't full boobs.
I don't want that. I'll pass on that.
Nah, you know it's crazy.
I don't need 3 boobs in my life.
It's a lot of boob.
It's just weird.
Just odd. You know.
You know what? Of
course you would.
Of
course you would.
I went back. You know what? I went back and watched the movie, and I was like, I'm okay with this.
The effects were kind of weak in that.
They were weak.
Well, especially when his eyes are bulging out of his head.
Yeah.
That shit.
It used to scare the shit out of me as a kid, dude.
Like, oh man, their face are getting sucked in. Like, I was like,
and then the little fucking.
He was like, I'm not me, I'm you. And then he's fucking pulling the thing out of his nose and everything. Yeah, that movie was a bit wild for the time.
Yeah, Mars.
Yes. But put it this way. If we put it this way, how
put it what way? Goddamn it!
I'm trying to find the words.
Okay.
How many more years do you think before something like this is a reality?
Something like what?
Populating Mars. Or not populating, but getting it off the ground, I should say.
10 years.
So what is it, 2025? So by 2035, here, we're saying it right here on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
You think about this, because there's a new test probably every 3 to 6 months, depending on regulations, FAA, all that other shit.
Okay.
For the Starship. Mm-hmm. They've already landed the booster twice, because the whole point is just for it to be reusable. And even to be able to take space flight from, I don't know, from here to Australia in like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
As opposed to fucking 14 or 16 hours, however long it is. Because they just shoot it up. It orbits the Earth, which is fucking fast. You're going like 25,000 miles an hour.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what you're when you're orbiting Earth, you're going like 25,000 miles an hour. Well, it turns out to be like an hour and a half. So basically, you're just falling continuously, or that's what that is.
So that's nuts, dude. You basically launch up, orbit the Earth, and then just land.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And they've landed the actual Starship a couple of times. It's just now these last few have been more testing, landing getting the booster back, but then trying to get the Starship to actually come all the way around and then come back. But the issue they're having is when they do with re-entry, the heat shields are like fucking burning, and like so the flaps and fins end up burning off, and then they lose control, and that's what's been happening. It's not a math thing. They got the math part worked out. They got what the issue is the heat from re-entry is fucking up the mechanics of the actual.
That's the one with Taraji P. Henson in it, right? Yeah.
Taraji P. Henson, yes.
Yeah. Gee, sorry. God forbid.
On Black History Month,
maybe I did it on purpose. You know,
I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah. You guys like to do that these days.
I don't like to do anything.
Wow.
These guys.
That's what we're doing.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, or specifically in America. But I'm over here.
I'm fucking around. Bro.
I'm over here in my. My
oh yeah,
coat.
we noticed.
Yeah, I'm over here in my coat. I feel like I feel rich. Do I look rich?
If you had a freaking gold chain on.
All right, I'm getting a gold chain.
I feel like you killed an innocent.
No, that's not real.
No, this can't be real. Oh, I hope it's not real.
It's not even close, sir.
No, I was gonna say I ain't got money like that.
I was gonna.
He said no, it's not even close. Like, me and him are old enough to actually see. I remember my grandmother had a fucking mink coat.
The minks there.
Back then, bro, everybody had one.
I'm sure somebody in our family had one.
I remember to this day feeling it. I was like, oh, this is soft. But then as a kid, you don't realize, oh, this is a dead animal. But at the same time, we've been using dead animals forever to fucking
you don't look at it
to stay warm.
You don't look at it like. I don't know. When I was a kid and I was like, oh, it's a dead animal. Yeah.
It's a difference between necessity and doing it. Like when you start breeding fucking minks and whatever animal, chinchillas.
Yeah.
Just to fucking kill them and fucking make them into. Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's, you have to be a very special individual to do something like that.
But back then, that's what they did. Yeah. What is it, the 50s and 60s? Yeah, everybody had a mink coat back then. Yeah, well, I'm talking about in the 50s and 60s when our grandparents was just walking around like fucking Frank Lucas, with a chinchilla coat on and shit. Like people were just buying it. It was a sign of money.
Yeah,
and you know how black people are. We still do like to show how much money we have. Well, that's the issue. We try. we don't have shit, and we use Marcus.
Well, damn, sir.
We try. We that's the whole thing because we never had it. Once we get it, we fucking have to show everybody else that. I don't say we because I don't go out and buy a bunch of flashy shit. I just never was into it. I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
You know what? Same, sir.
Yeah,
Same.
I have never owned a pair. Marcus, you? Ever owned a pair of J's?
Of course, he's wearing them right now.
I was gonna say, like, wait a second, hold on, I wasn't looking at his feet.
It's the what you put value into. Like high school is the place where everybody gets you got to be trendsetting. You have to look like your friends. You got to have this kind of lunch when you have lunch money. Then when you get out of high school, some people can't leave that mentality behind.
Yeah.
And they're like, they gotta instigate. They gotta have hey, this outfit costs this much. And I'm like, so do you got a mortgage?
Yeah.
I like, you got clothes, but guess what? I got a mortgage. I think I got my priorities straight.
Yeah, I don't need no fucking. I don't know. I don't need the. Now I'll take this if I had the money, only because I'm into cars.
Okay.
If I had the money, I definitely would buy cars.
But which car?
It's got to be something fast.
But
something technology,
all right.
like high technology.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Right. An electric Fiat. That's what you're gonna pull up.
Electric Fiat.
What?
Yeah, that's what
That's
you're gonna pull up.
disgusting.
That's
Is
what
that-
you're gonna pull up there.
The fuck?
What? Why? Why, sir?
Emotional damage.
This motherfucker said an electric Fiat. I wouldn't buy a Fiat if you fucking gave me one.
Oh my god, dude! We got some at the.
I know
Things
you
fucking fly, dude. Things zip around. They're like
Yo.
little go karts, dude.
That's because you
No,
never.
that's-
That's because you never drove anything actually fast.
I like my car. My car goes fast.
No, it doesn't.
Once it gets there.
You don't know what fast is.
What's
I
up
am
once it
fast.
gets there?
Yeah, once
where,
it gets.
where are you going? That where you got to go that
the
fast?
road. The
Yeah,
road.
I get that. I get
Straight, where I can maintain speed and momentum without anything in front of me.
that. There it is.
Huh? Oh, I want to
Oh, yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
I just don't know how well how much I want to go to Germany right now.
It's nice. It's
I'm
nice.
sure it is,
It's nice.
and one
It's
day
nice.
I'll go. Hopefully,
Nice, sir. You're
I got other places. Look,
What?
F1 is around the world, so like I could, if I want to, I'll plan my trip around F1.
Mm.
Like I have a couple of friends who do that already. I'm like, we're going to this race, and then after we're gonna go to hit all these other places.
all right.
Thinking about doing Canada this year. I'm still gonna do Austin, but I'm thinking about doing Canada this year. We'll see.
Hey, I'm like, shoot.
I'm sorry, who?
I'm thinking about.
I don't care about that. I'm good. I'll go to F1 Brazil. That's end of October, I think,
Yeah. Okay.
or maybe no. I'm thinking no. I don't know. I had to look it up. Anyway, Brazil is in the middle of the year ish
Middle of the year-ish, huh? Okay.
for F1. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
in Sao Paulo. I'm not traveling to fucking Brazil to watch a fucking football game. I'm sorry.
But you would travel to see.
I know what you're saying, but I would not. I would not use that fucking event to go do all that just to go to Brazil. Plus, I've been needing to go to Brazil for many, many years because I do.
Needed?
Yeah, because I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. My instructor's Brazilian.
Ah.
Like, I've been around Brazilians for probably close to 20 years now on like a regular basis. That'd be one. Yeah. That'd be one of the reasons, yeah.
Mm.
We know what the other reason is. I mean, of course we know what the other reason is.
I mean, there's really
well, sir. Sir.
I've been
sir.
thinking about this recently. Like, my fucking Instagram is nothing but Brazilian women. So,
Yeah.
they're to me, they're the most beautiful ones in the world, and Italian women.
I mean, they can say, "Hey, let's come and visit you in Virginia."
Yeah, I'd rather have them come here. There's a lot in Florida, though.
I believe you,
There's a lot in Florida.
I believe
Brazilians love Florida
because it's
warm.
Because it's warm.
Yeah.
It stays warm.
Mm-hmm.
There is like in Florida. I swear,
They love Florida and California.
it has that 1 or 2 days where it gets to like 50 degrees and everybody's
It depends on where.
goddamn coats on. Like,
Yeah, it depends on if you're in South Florida. Though, I guess it could get down to 50 down there.
But then you'd have to worry about like hurricanes and all that other shit.
There
tis the
you go
tis the
being negative.
season.
No, well, I
It's
was just
seasonal.
saying. I was just thinking. That's all. Oh.
Yeah, that's what we doing. Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't use it. It's not a political party. It's just a certain type of person.
There are very odd individuals down in Florida. Yeah, I
Right.
being the one time I went there, I could tell that it was just like it was a whole different planet. Dude.
I try not to make
That's
it between
some cool folks.
whatever
I
party.
like cool people.
'Cause
Hey.
It's not just about the party, because there can be people in one party that's just as bad as the other party, but they smile on your face. Yeah, so
Hey.
I also agree.
on what, RJ? Explain.
Well, just the diabolical work of people saying that they feel you. In reality, they disagree with you and hate you. and seethe the way that you are.
That sounded like
Wow.
really deep rooted, and you know what the fuck you're talking about.
I
know you were joking, but god damn.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make it sound, awful as awful as possible.
Well, that's what it is.
I feel like you got a story to tell, but
I don't.
you don't. Okay, so
I mean, I told my graham cracker story at the beginning of the show.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Y'all might have to switch it. Nobody can hear you.
What we doing? The roundabout.
We doing it.
These motherfuckers keep trying to talk off mic. I'm like, hey, nobody can hear you. It's dead space
We
right
need
now.
to get like the table for the Last Supper or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, go ahead.
My whole thing is, did you know that the top 400 wealthiest individuals in America have more cumulative wealth than every black person combined?
Yeah, I mean that they probably have more. Like in the world or in the country?
Just this country.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, 35, 40, how many? 40 million of us? And 400 people have more wealth than 40 million blacks?
I mean, that makes sense. We only make up 12, 13% of the population, which I still, to me, is wild because that is clear sign of population control.
Planned Parenthood?
Not just that. Police, mass incarceration, war on drugs, all of it. All of it is just to keep the numbers down.
Damn, 12%. That is.
It's been 12% since like the 80s when I was a kid.
That's actually kind of
like
fucking nuts.
it might be 13, 14, but it hasn't grown that much.
That's actually pretty wild, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, see, these are the things that your people don't think about.
Well, you know what? I don't think about them, Jared. I don't.
Well, you should.
Well,
because
depressing.
you have close friends who have to deal with it.
Well, you're teaching me. I'm learning. And all of you are learning here on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. Right?
And then the other thing is what we do need to realize is we do have more buying power than we were just talking about buying a whole bunch of shit. We have a lot more money than what is being led or pushed out into the world because we saw what happened matter of fact, two things. When Black Panther came out, and that movie made as much money, the first one, it made as much money as it did, and the fucking world was stunned, like, wait, what? It's because we came out and fucking paid for it and supported it. Same thing with Captain America. It did better than we thought it was going to do. Why? Because it was a black Captain America and you didn't want that in the first place? Or just because you really didn't want it to fucking work? But we came out and we fucking supported it, and it was third, the third highest Captain America.
Yeah,
which is
pretty good.
There was 5 of them.
Yeah, there's a few.
So we're rolling after the podcast. We're gonna get some fried chicken and go watch Captain America.
I don't know about fried chicken, but
fried chicken is always good.
Uncle
I'm not gonna lie.
C's fried chicken.
I wanted to get some watermelon, but
they don't have watermelon.
Jesus, I can't say shit like that.
You're right.
Dude, if I would have said, "Hey, let's go get some watermelon after the podcast," this would have been my last podcast, folks. Yeah. Marcus would and you would have been just taking my place.
That's okay.
Just like, hey, what happened to that one guy? Yeah, well, we dropped him off somewhere. Yeah, I disappeared like what's his face.
We love everybody.
We love everyone.
We just don't like imbalance and injustice.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And yeah, I was having, it wasn't so much a discussion, but I was talking about this or reading stuff on TikTok, and basically similar to that. It's like, it's not about me being like pro-black or whatever. It's just, again, the injustice part of it, the fact that you still ignore it, that, like, bro, you've been doing this forever. And oh no, that's what it was. It was people were complaining, like Latinos and Latinas were complaining on TikTok that where's the black community to help us out? And we're like, hold up. Bitch, we've been up front forever.
Yeah.
We started this. The reason minorities in this country are even able to vote is because we led that fight.
But the other people come in and propel us. Like you get the so if you looked at the statistics for DEI,
well, it's white women.
Yeah, but then after that, it's everyone else. We were number 7 on that list.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean,
But
like,
again,
the struggles come in.
they're still doing that same old shit. That's again, make America great again. But who is he making great for? And who was it great for in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like the shit ain't fucking. It's not rocket science.
Well, I was thinking the other day, and there's a little self-deprecation on our part too. I was riding in the car, and then my music automatically cuts on, and that song "Rockstar" come on, and the baby was like, "And I had to shoot a nigga, and I shoot another. I'll kill a nigga again if I have to." In that song, could you imagine that being any other race, having that being said or saying that about?
Potentially.
Have you ever heard a
like
Chinese
heavy metal
person or an Indian person or a white person or a Middle Eastern person ever say some shit like that about their own people?
No, but I think what it does, it comes from it's coming from a different place. It's the same reason we have Black American culture, and motherfuckers try to say we don't outside of the world, say we don't have culture, is because they don't understand of where the stuff roots from. Like, we had to create everything here because we didn't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they will say, "Oh, we don't have culture." Well, where the fuck do you think soul food come from? Where do you think the fact that we eat fried chicken, but y'all motherfuckers eat it too? You'll tear the fuck out of some. You tear the fuck up out of some chicken and waffles, won't you?
People piss me off. They're like, Koreans make the best fried chicken.
That's a joke that I have, but
I'm like, did you understand that during the Korean War that the black people's over there showing them how to make it?
Yep.
You know, it's like, come on.
Don't forget that's one, like when we learned in Marine Corps, we learned about Marine Corps history, and you don't ever hear about the us being in these wars, but we were there too. Like, what's the movie with Jonathan Majors?
Red Tails?
Not Red. No,
it's Devotion.
Devotion. That's a good ass movie. And I don't know, but they want to say Tuskegee Airmen is fucking DEI, and I don't know. I'm kind of sick of the rhetoric coming from that side, saying that we were not diversity hires. We were given positions that we didn't earn just because they're trying to say it's racist. It's like, no, the reason we have the DEI programs in the first place is because it's already racist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just be hearing some of this wildest shit on TikTok, and I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers actually do still think like this. But now you're able to fucking put your little stake in the ground and say it because fucking this guy. And then you want to act like patriots on top of that. How you going to be a patriot and then be like letting this guy call himself a king? You obviously don't know what the fucking America was built on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're more fucking patriotic than you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That shit is getting wild to me.
Let's not go political today.
Well, we already did.
Not today. Why would we do such
I don't want to be on camera with this.
What up, Jet Life?
Oh, man.
I don't know who Jet Life is, but they have a founder.
Hey, welcome, Jet Life.
Oh, no, they're 2-month subscriber. I don't know. Shout out to Jet Life.
Welcome to the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. And you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Every Saturday around 6:30 p.m.ish live here on Twitch. And every Monday around 9 a.m. sharp for the visual on YouTube. Because we're everywhere.
Brought to you by Cheetos, Ribs, and Chicken.
Yes. And proudly sponsored by Cheetos, Ribs, and Chicken. Get your bag today.
First of all, I don't see no sponsor money over here. I don't see no ribs and chicken.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've unearthed the new sponsor for the Mad Scientist Lab podcast,
well, we're gonna need some money. We gotta talk about this contract.
Yeah. So I might have something cooking for us. I'm not going to say anything yet, but possibly.
You say this all the time.
Don't worry. This time I mean it.
Okay.
I do. It's very profitable. Wait, we're going to be very profitable. We're going to be rich, and then we're going to invest our money, and then you're going to run for president again? And we're going to win.
No, not after this fucking debacle we're going through.
Doesn't matter.
Hey.
Cheeto, thank you for the sponsorship.
I have been thinking about Congress though.
You want to run for Congress?
I don't know. You gotta start. I don't even know how to start. I think you gotta start at like local levels and shit first.
All right. So this is our goal of 2025. We have to figure out how to get Jarrett into Congress.
I look at it like this, and I have been thinking about this a lot lately. There's been a lot more black women leaders.
Oh yeah,
leading the front
in every aspect,
and we don't have any black males, so there's no reason for a young black male to look at. They don't have nothing to look at to say. You know what I'm saying? That could help change what you were talking about, but the music's gonna be the music regardless. Hip hop for youth is not what it was when we were growing up. Right. Back then, it was a statement,
right?
Or a story to tell about what they're going through in the hood. These cats just want to talk about drugs and killing.
Yeah,
and
their own people.
It's not the same thing.
They don't even say they're gonna kill somebody else either. They only say they're gonna kill another black man.
No, but then they do it because they have to. They have to.
Jesus.
No.
And then they do it.
No, I'm dead serious. I mean, not no pun intended, but like they actually go out and do it. So because it has to be. If you don't do it, then you're not fucking
real.
I don't even say real because real to us again means something. Basically, real to us is what kind of woke basically means. Woke is more technically is like I'm aware of the blight and the problems that bother my community. That's what woke is. It's not fucking let's put whoever in this position just because of their skin color, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I got you.
I don't even know where this came from. I guess I just been stewing on this all week, and now it's just coming out.
Stewing and a brewing.
Because I'll be looking at some shit, and I'll be thinking, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, you motherfuckers are just plain dumb. It's not even dumb. They choose not to fucking look at shit.
They're encouraged to not look at it.
Yeah. Ugh. Just making me sick.
Awesome.
We got to end on a better fucking note than this.
Well, I'll give you something good to end on. I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do on this show. I'm going to recite the alphabet. A, B, C,
right.
D,
Goodbye, guys.
E, F, G.
What are you doing?
No, I'm just joking.
No.
But in all seriousness, before we go, Chito.
He was a fat phase-on liar.
Marcus, thank you guys for coming over and making this one of the best podcasts that we've had in a while.
Podcasts.
This is podcasts because that's what we do. Chito, thank you for the sponsorship. We can't wait to try the food the next time you come over. That way we can get you some love and everybody can get a bag. Get
a bag.
Get a
I ain't
bag.
falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
Don't worry. But we will see you guys next week. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and peace.
This motherfucker be doing peace when I'm not ready to do peace.
Oh, I didn't know
An hour? What am I supposed to do with the mad scientist for an hour?
You know, tamper in God's domain.
That's right.
Hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist